So welcome everyone to our daytime team call. We are here today, and I don't have a set agenda. What I wanted to do was try and work on something that I thought would be appropriate for those people calling in, for those people listening online. I think, based on the conversations that we just had before I hit record, we talked a little bit about Facebook marketing, but again, I'm just learning in that arena, so I don't have a lot of skills to offer up. A lot of advice, other than the best advice, which we've talked about before, is to really be you. Find your authenticity, and you'll attract the people that want to listen to what you're saying. And if you're providing good content, whatever your audience, whatever it is that you have to offer that will attract the right audience, then it becomes really natural. And when they see what you've done and what you're doing, they want to join you. And I know it seems so simple, but I think that the key piece is this connection. So as you're sharing who you are and what you're doing, you're relating to people in a way that they think, oh, okay, I can see that. I that's me. I can see that. I see myself in that. I do that. I can relate to that. Or they're inspired by you because you're this inspiration to them in some way. And you don't have to be a perfect, fitness competitor for them to be inspired by you. You could be like me, a busy mom who just finds a way to fit things in when she needs to, and that can be inspiring to other busy moms who can't fit it in. So depending on where you fall on the arena, there's always someone who's going to be looking to you as better than them or where they aspire to be. So I feel like if it's you sharing your struggles and you sharing your victories and challenges and successes and just your life, I think that helps. Were you going to say something, Andy? No. I'm going to look into the... No. Yeah? No? Okay. So that's where I feel like from a marketing perspective, we have to figure out what is attractive, how do we collect that? I think what the training I'm taking right now is really about how you can collect that audience and how you connect to them. And the key that I'm learning is your story. And in the things that you write, you have to be vulnerable and appealing and authentic, and then you'll eventually attract people, and those aren't going to turn into sales until you connect with them. So there's a process here that you have to go through. It's not an overnight success when you're working in your cold market. And that's why in the beginning as a coach, we do want to help the people that we've already built connection with. And there's a lot of coaches that come into this business that have been connecting and helping people for years, and they come in and they seem to have success right out of the chute, and it's because they've already done that investing in people. And they already know something or believe in the products enough to help people. So I guess one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, there were a couple posts in our group and on Facebook that I've seen recently over the last week about confidence and belief, because I feel like that is a big part of what we do. And two of the things in our vital behaviors that help create that confidence and that belief are personal development and using the product. Because when you personally use something, you create a strong conviction for why you like it or why you don't like it. And that is what helps other people want to join you, when you have a conviction for something and it's your belief. And most of us are, by human nature, want to share the things we like. We find a movie we like, a restaurant we like, a food we like, a drink we like, a shoe we like, and we tell people about it. Like, oh my gosh, you got to go see this movie, or you got to go eat here. They have the best burritos in the world. Whatever it is that we like, we tell people. So one of the things when you become a Beachbody coach, if you're not using the product, you're a salesperson. There's 450,000 of them, and there's a website and infomercials, and you're competing with all these people. But when you're sharing your conviction, you're not competing with anybody else. You are sharing how much you love something, why you love it, what it's done for you, and the people that you've built trust with do or don't want to try it, and it's all timing. They want to try something when they're ready. So it's more just being supportive and being consistent with what you're doing, because when people are ready, they will join you. And if you're a fly-by-the-night kind of person where you work out once in a while and, yeah, you like these products, but you're trying all these other things, people may or may not want to try them. They may not want to do it with you because you show up only sometimes. So when you're consistent in showing up, there's a lot of people that are just watching. And those people are the people that when they're ready, they're going to come to you for help. or for advice or for support. And any of those things are what we really do as Beachbody coaches. You know, I don't think of us as salespeople. I think of us as advisors and coaches and motivators and supporters. And those are the things that when we have experience with the products, it's easy to do. We don't have all the answers. You know, there's the FAQs, there's other people on our team, there's experts, there's trainers, and we can get the answers to the questions, but we have to have belief that the products work. And you know what? I believe in the company, and I believe in Carl, and I believe in the products because of my faith in everything they've created in the past 17 years. I've had a lot of success with products myself, so I can speak personally from what I've used, but I haven't done every product. I haven't used every workout. I haven't tried every supplement, and that's okay. You know, if someone's looking for something, I still stand up for what the company believes in, and I still can say that these are high-quality products. They all come with a money-back guarantee. You know, if you're looking for this, I think you should give it a try. If I can help advise them on a particular product, direct them, I will, because, you know, we're kind of professional pointers, right? I mean, we get to talk to people, find out what they need, and point them in the right direction. Some of the times, most of the times, I can find products in our line that will help people. Occasionally, there are people, they just don't want my help. They just can't work out at home. Whatever the reasons are, and I'll point them to the right person, because, again, if I'm just helping them unconditionally and not trying to gain anything personally, something will come of that, whether they refer me somebody, whether they come back later, it's all good. So, and I know what I do isn't for everybody either from a business. So coaches come and go, people come and go, people listen to the opportunity and walk away from it. But that's okay too. So I have tried to remove, I guess, I wouldn't say remove myself emotionally, but create a little bit less of an emotional connection when someone says no. Because that's okay. Everyone's entitled to say no, and people are going to say no. And I said no, right? Like, if someone asks me to do something and I don't want to do it, then I give them permission to stop bothering me to say no, and then if I want it, I come back to them. So I feel like people will do that. The only way to know when someone's ready is to ask them, and the only way to really feel comfortable with that is by checking in with them, not just for a sale, just on how are they doing. And so part of what I think everyone should be doing as a habit is just connecting with people in your network, reaching out. How are things? How are you doing? How's your week going? How was your Mother's Day? How was your weekend? What did you do last night? I saw this picture. You know, what happened? Just got a new dog. How's that going? You know, anything that is real to satisfy your curiosity. Because if it's not an authentic question, it's going to appear contrived, and then you will become this picky salesperson. So if you don't care about people and you're a Beachbody coach, you might not be very successful. So find a reason, something, anything to care about a person. Like, I don't know, maybe it's you care about their health. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe you care just about their well-being. I mean, just how, I don't know, because I have this nature, this curiosity in me that just wants to ask questions to people and find out answers. But if you're not like that, start to find something that you can dig in people with, like some kind of question, something that would create conversation for you. And if it's all about fitness, that's okay. You know, people need support, so just be a cheerleader, I guess, for whatever they're doing, as long as it's not dangerous, and kind of just connect about that. Families are good things to talk about. Jobs, those are safe conversations. And I've had a lot of people ask me how I turn conversations into fitness conversations. So, you know, I guess from that perspective, we do talk about the families and the work and the weather and their plans for the summer. And, you know, we will talk about, I usually turn it back to me, I guess, and I'll say like, oh yeah, we're going away too, and I've been working really hard because I have, you know, to be at the pool with the kids, and I don't want to feel like the fat sloth. You know, I mean, I'll say something, and then we'll bring that conversation into a workout type conversation, that what I'm doing to make sure that I'm prepared for my own goals. And then sometimes that helps them open up to say, oh, I wish, you know, oh, I've been doing this boot camp, or I've been doing this, or yeah, I joined this class, or I've been seeing this infomercial on TV. Wait, you do that, or just something to start that conversation. So I'm trying to think what else. So back to the stream of thought of connecting is really going to provide you that extra bit of that extra permission to ask some questions. Because when you care about people, they know that you are concerned about them and it's not about you. And that's, I guess, the biggest thing. And the biggest thing I could say is to make it about them. Don't make it about you. One of the things that I've noticed in the last, I've been a coach for 9 years. In the last 9 years, I've noticed that there, and myself included at times, there's non-negotiables in your life, all kinds of things. Phone call with your mom, I don't know, meeting your girlfriend for her birthday, going on an annual girls trip, walking your kid to school, tucking your kid in, reading a story every night. I mean, whatever is non-negotiable in your life, that you're going to do it no matter what. Brushing your teeth, washing your face, eating. Some people, eating is not a non-negotiable. They can live with it or without it, but some people eating clean food or eating 3 times a day. Like, there's all kinds of things that we just do because those are habits that we get into. And I think that if in your business you don't set up some non-negotiables, I think you'll find yourself struggling. So I think that you've got to look at what you do on a daily basis, and they can be different for every person. Adding people to your network, that could be one of your non-negotiables. I won't go to bed until I add 3 new people to my network and I send 3 messages to people to connect. You do that repeatedly, even if you just add 1 new person to your network every day, you're going to have a lot of people to talk to. And that's what it takes, is conversations. So not every conversation turns into something, but eventually they all will turn into something. They might turn into a referral. They might turn into a Shakeology sale. They might turn into a challenger joins your team or a coach. That might not happen for 9 years. But what I'm saying is that you have to make an investment in people. So you have to put in the time, and it's not oh my gosh, it's the end of the month. Where are my 3 people? Because I need to make this happen. That works, but that's not healthy. I mean, it will definitely patch the holes, but it's not the way to go about it every month. So what kind of non-negotiables do you have is one way to think of it. And, just reaching out to current challengers, that might be one. Checking in with people. Well, there's so many things. Like, the higher level, it could be like, I am going to hit success above 10. What am I going to do to get there? Because that's just a point in time. That's not an activity. That's like the end result. So for me, that is a non-negotiable in my business. But if I think of it as 10 points and 5 or 6 people and sales, it starts to be me chasing down people and for my purposes. And that happens sometimes because I'm very goal-oriented. So I have to bring it around to what are the daily habits that I could be doing to connect with people, to help people, and to help them reach their goals. And again, I work on this every day because I'm so goal-oriented and so focused. I know what needs to happen, and I'm so controlling that I can make it happen, right? I can just talk to more people and find the person who's ready. Well, that's harder work than making deeper relationships and sharing myself unconditionally and being vulnerable, online and in person to people. You can do it either way. But, if you set a few non-negotiables in your life, like I will have a quality conversation every day with someone I haven't talked to in 2 weeks. Then you have to seek out who that person's going to be that day because you don't know. You could create a list, I guess, and have people ready for 2 weeks, but it's also good if it's sort of spontaneous. It needs to happen. You're thinking about it. You're not going to go to bed until you make it happen, but the right person will come along for you to have that conversation. So I feel like certain non-negotiables in your business every day, you can set up some of those every week. Like reaching out to your coaches on your team or connecting with your upline sponsor and sharing your goals. Those are just little things, but as a Team Beachbody coach, we're owners of our own businesses. So what I do isn't necessarily even going to work for somebody else, but it might not be how somebody else wants to run their business. what I love is that each and every person has a different market, a different demographic, a different way to approach their business, a way to run their business, but we're all doing the same thing. We're all in it to help people. So we can share how we help people. Some people run challenge groups every month. Some people run a large group of ongoing support. Some people sell products. They don't really do the follow through. And you'll see different results. And I always listen when people ask the question, because there's a lot of people that ask the question of, where do you find your coaches? And the majority of the people that answer that say that they come from their challenge group, which means then people are having success with the product and someone's invited them to join the team. And so I think that's just a scary thing that we all need to do, is support people, and when we know they're having results, whether they might say yes or no, just invite them. Like, if you ever thought about it, if you ever considered, and I've been watching you and I see a lot of the same characteristics that I thought that I had in myself, and I think you would make a really good coach. Have you ever thought about, joining the team? Or most people don't know what it means. They don't really know what, other than the fact that you're a coach and what you do, like run challenge groups, So that's a good question to get people started. And I'm going back to some of the other consistent behaviors that we can do. I mean, using the vital behaviors are there for a reason. Using the products, yes. If you use the products, and even if you didn't talk about using the products, there would be people who notice. Now, they would be people that see you and see what you're doing. So they would have to see you in person or online. If you don't share, they wouldn't see it online. But when people see results, or they see how things have changed in your mind, maybe you feel more confidence. That's one of the side effects. We talked at the beginning, I said we're going to talk about confidence and belief, because those are two of the key things that help, or that I see characteristics of successful coaches, is they have confidence no matter what, that if someone used these products and followed the schedule or the plan, that they would have success. So there is that conviction there. So they have confidence, and they have belief in themselves. That it's okay to hear no, and it's okay to ask someone to join your business, and it's okay to be a business owner and to share what you do and invite people to use the products or join your business, because you're really helping people. But that's a hard thing, a hard concept, and a lot of us start out with Beachbody in a place where we're not confident even in our own self. So as we lose weight, as we get into better shape, as we build personal confidence, it helps us with everything. We're more confident in decisions. I've seen people who are in maybe unhealthy, we'll call them, relationships, realize that they're better than that and get out of those because they have personal confidence, and it was something they never had before. So, and that's been in fitness all along. I've watched, before I was even a Beachbody coach, people who change. They develop a confidence in themselves. They have more self-worth. So will that happen through fitness? Yes. That will also happen through personal development. We have to hear no a lot in this business, because if we're really doing our job of inviting, it's not for everyone. We have to sort through the people who it's for right now. Because I think there's a lot of people who it's for, but maybe they're not ready for it. Not ready for a commitment. They don't really want to change. They're afraid. Most people say no because of fear. So if you're working on yourself and you're getting better, you're becoming more confident. You can be a happier person and provide that type of happiness into the environment, into your community, and you will attract other people who either need to be happy or share your happiness. And those are both people you want to surround yourself with. So I go back to working on yourself. It always is you become a leader, and you become someone who is modeling behaviors that other people want, and people will start asking you about it. Now, depending on who you hang out with, the people might ask you, or the other people might just be watching and waiting for you to ask them. Because if they're not really confident, then they might not even know that you run groups, or that you want them to try it, or that you think it could work for them. So that's sort of how I see it, as we have this opportunity to really help a lot of people. And if we think of it as an opportunity to help a lot of people, and we think of it, if we don't share it, that we're doing them a disservice, I think that helps us in a way, that we can help more people. Now, there might be some of you watching this going, well, I've talked to everyone I know, And now if I go back and I'm talking to the same 10 people or 30 people or 100 people, and what do I do now? And that's where, you have to either talk to people you know to get referrals. You have to ask the people you've been talking to. Like, I know this isn't the right time for you. We've been talking about it. When you're ready, I know you'll come to me, but do you know anybody that I might be able to help? My goal is to always help a new person every week. So I'm turning to my friends. Anyone you could think of that I can help. You have to be creative and network and meet people on social media, but not just add friends. You have to connect with those friends. So I'm guilty sometimes of adding new people to my network, friends of friends from high school and people, and they might not really connect. So, that's something that I can improve on. I think everyone has areas that they can improve on. Maybe you're really good at connecting with people. Maybe you don't invite people. Maybe you need to improve on how you ask someone to do this with you. That's fine too, because we all have areas of improvement. If we were all perfect, this world would be no fun. So I was going to open it up for any questions. I do think if you go back to confidence and belief, that's really the core of the success here, and it's believing in yourself, believing in the products, and then being willing to invite and doing enough of that. If you want to get better faster, you need to work on yourself, right? Like just like in a fitness program, you have to eat better. You can fine tune it all the time, right? You can eat better, you can work out harder, and you have to recover, so you have to sleep, you have to do the right supplementation. So there's all kinds of pieces that come into it. But the very basic part is you need to look at what you're putting into it and how hard you're working at it. So the same thing with your business, you need to do the vital behaviors, which are kind of like following the plan, right? Talking to people, using the products, inviting people, recognizing people that are joining you, team members, challengers. And then you need to keep doing it. You can't stop. Because I think a lot of people come in, they have some success, and then they stop. And they're like, okay, now I can just be a leader. Like, no, it doesn't really work. You just need to keep doing that. And then as you have a team of people that's starting to do it, work with them, partner with them, and bring them into your circle and rise up together in this. This business is really about helping other people. So let me talk about the opportunity enough in my posts or I always talk about the products, and I assume this means I believe in the product, but maybe not yourself. Okay, that's possible. I mean, it's scary to talk about a business because, like, what do you say? This is a successful business. I've earned my products for free? I don't know. I mean, the excitement that you have of why you're a coach is probably why the others right now would join your team. So if you are excited because this opportunity brings you closer to like-minded people, because it's giving you something more, it's giving you an ability to fulfill your dreams, to create an income stream that's you can do on the side, whatever those little reasons are reasons people will join your team. You might not be able to say because I've earned $1 million, but that's okay because, there's only, there's less than 100 people that have. Anyone can, and lots more will, and you could be one of them. But I feel like inviting somebody for the reasons you like this business, or because they like you and they follow you, they're probably like you. They are a lot like you characteristically, so they will like the things. Business. It's so weird. There's a noise in my house. If it's like from my chair or a balloon or someone's in the house. That's kind of what I think. So Danielle says she doesn't talk about the opportunity enough. But then, like last week was her largest paycheck, but she didn't share about it, not knowing how to present it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes when I talk about money, then it gets like, okay, it's weird. But I also have to say that that's why some people would probably join me if they knew how much I made, or they knew that this isn't that little thing I do on the side. But again, I haven't found a complete way to say, like, this is a real deal here, guys. And, I went from having, leaving an income to being a mom to finding an income again, and it's changed my life. I don't go out there and say that all the time either. I think that people can watch you and see how you've changed and see the things that you're doing, and they wish, like, wow, I want to do those things. And in that way, and they don't have to be like super duper crazy things. They can be little things. The fact that, we went to the bookstore last night and I was able to not even think about buying someone 6 books, because I used to think about, oh my God, you can only buy 1 book and it has to be under $10. I was like, okay, you want 6 books? We're at the half price bookstore and they're $2.49 each. I'm like, okay, that's like $18. Yeah, I'm going to invest $20 in your education. But that's because I have that flexibility and I have that income to do that. Now that's only $20, but there was a time in my life where I didn't have that $20. I mean, it still would have been a good investment, but would have had to taken it from somewhere else. And now I took it from savings, right? Like that's a willingly. And I don't know how you share that other than like by saying I've been able to make some choices that couldn't make in the past that were what I feel blessed to be able to do. And I guess one way to say it, Danielle, if you can hear still, is I get so much joy out of helping people. I can't believe that I, get a paycheck too. It doesn't have to say that it's your biggest paycheck, but that I'm getting paid to do this is a blessing, and then I'm able to, save money or do whatever it is with the money. You want to talk about what you can do, not how much it is. Just that you're rewarded to doubly. I mean, that would probably be a way that I would say it. I think we're a lot alike, like that it would be comfortable versus saying, look, I made $300 this week. And, like people are like, good for you. I bought Shakeology from you. That's part of it, but if I'm changing lives and helping people get healthy, I feel good about it. And if I'm being compensated, I'm going to do it more. So, like that's a double blessing. And I do find that to be a hard thing. Like if you're not making money, how do you share that this business is a business? Or why do you want to join me? And it has to go back to the reasons you joined, I think. Like, yeah, I joined this business for a discount on my shake, but that's not why I'm doing it right now. So why are you doing it right now? Because I'm chasing my dreams and I have the ability to be my own boss. And right now I work for someone else and I have to go to work and I have to wake up and I dream about the day where I can not set an alarm clock or, like the things that you have the power to change. Have to go to the golf course when it's 100 degrees out, and I do that 6 days in a row, and then I don't have a job all summer. I mean, like, is that the life I want forever? Pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. I do what I love, but I love helping people. The fact that I know that if I continue helping people with Beachbody, I can help a lot of people, and that makes me happy, and it's going to pay my bills. Like, that's a blessing. So however you say it, I mean, your market, the way that you say things has to come authentically from you. And there are some people who can say, look at my paycheck, guys. This is a real job. Like, don't you want to help people and make money? That would appeal to a lot of people. Maybe even the people that follow me might appeal to. It just might be hard for me to say. So, what other questions would you have? Anybody?
I look at I used to get when I ran my ads, I used to get 30 new conversations a month. Yeah. I don't get that anymore. I have out of those ads, I only have 2 conversations a month now. So it makes it harder to struggle for the Success Club. I mean, I used to get, not that hitting Success Club was easy, but when you have 30, 40 new people every month, it was easy.
Well, you had the people to talk to.
I knew I was going to get somebody, right? I would have.
Well, yeah.
I have nobody to talk to.
Well, and that's a problem. And I think most people run into that. They run out of people to talk to. So you had a lead generator going. Your ad was generating the leads for you. And that's what you need. You need some way to generate people to talk to. So, yeah.
My question is on Facebook, it says people add people. They're all, well, I don't know. I'm sure about maybe for you, but for me, they're all coaches.
Right. And so there's a formula. Facebook.
I was just looking at today, the first 15 people were all coaches. And then there's some that.
Friends of friends.
I don't even remember if I went to high school. I don't even know this person. I mean, I can't remember if I went to college with them or I went to high school with them or I went to 3rd grade with them.
Right. So I had that problem too for quite a while, that everyone that Facebook suggested to me were coaches. So I had to not use that as my way to start to suggest people. But as soon as I clicked those away, and I don't know if you do that anymore, but there used to be a way that you could be like, okay, hide that request. I don't want to know that person. I don't want to know that person. That's suggesting me those people. And then as soon as I accepted a few others from other routes, it started suggesting those people in those circles to me. So I started looking for people like in Scottsdale that knew other people that I knew, and then now I see, there's still, every once in a while, someone will come up and we have 30 friends in common, and I look, and yeah, if they're coaches, because they're a coach on my team, and I don't generate usually like out, unless they're in my direct downline, I don't usually go and friend them. But I will go through there, and then sometimes I see one, I'm like, oh, this person just has people in the community. Our kids are all in school together. Let me friend that person. So go through some of your friends. I mean, it's hard because you only are in so many circles. It's not like you're growing. Like I have kids that are in new sports and kids that are in new schools. And so I have this constant influx of opportunity to meet these people, even if I don't meet them, to find them. There's got to be ways like to sort of tap into other people's friends' networks without being icky, just golfing communities. And what Gretchen Bates was doing, and this might work too, is she was joining some groups, and she introduced herself in the groups. She joined groups that she has really strong connections to. Like she had a special needs child who passed away, and she was able to join some groups with other organizations. She she developed a 501(c) foundation that raises money. And so she has all these like different things that she does on the side. She's been able to go in to some groups and share knowledge, and what, maybe she went into a foundation group, like fundraising group, and she can say, hey, here's who I am, here's what I do, here's my story, this is what I've struggled with, and here's what I've been doing, and I created this foundation, and here's some of the things that I've been through, and so I'm joining this group to share and learn from you and provide information where I can. And so then people who liked her video, and then she made this, like she was in 4 or 5 groups, she had a specific kind of cat, maybe she joined a cat group, and that was something that gave her more people to talk to. So that might be one thing you can do, is look for some golfing groups, maybe some professional things that or advice that you give, and join some groups and just say, hey guys, I'm in here, I'm joining the group, I work, this is what I do, I help people with health on the side, but I'm in this group because I want to learn from you. I want to be better at my golf job. So I'm looking for tips, and, reach out and connect with me. I'm always looking to meet new people. So with intent, not for intent to make success club, but the intent is really to meet new people, and meeting people with like-mindedness is easier. So maybe you join a Bruce Springsteen fan page. Maybe you talk about how many shows you've been to. Maybe you talk about groovy things, things that you're passionate about. Maybe helping prevent some kind of illness in your dog is important, because you can join some groups where people actually have had dogs that they've been able to treat successfully with certain diseases. I mean, I'm just thinking of things that I know about your life that are important to you, but tips for the golf course, maybe you can provide some videos, stuff that you can do that will attract more people to you that you can care about, and that care about what you have to know and say. Those are going to be the kind of relationships that, being a Beachbody coach and having success and finding and helping people, those people will just say, hey, wait, I saw an infomercial. You're this Beachbody. You wear these shirts all the time. I want to get that. Can you talk to me about it? Can you help me? I want to lose 10 pounds. And so that will come naturally, but it will take time. Like you need to do the first month or 2 of this, finding the groups, connecting with some people, introducing yourself. And then there'll be more people seeing your ads too, if you can get them over to see what you do.
Right.
But it's not, the ad thing was so easy, and now Facebook, who knows what they're doing with ads and why things are changing, and more people are advertising, and maybe the ad copy isn't, maybe you have to change that up a little, maybe your picture. So this is the one thing, real quickly, what I'm learning in this Jesse Reagan training that I'm doing is I'm just starting out in the advertising. So I can't even say that I've run an ad yet. I used to run ads, but then I had an ad that was going for like $2 a day. I didn't really run like real ads, but I had this like ongoing, like my page ad. And that's why we're starting us out, is there's a formula that goes through your image, and there's like a selection process. Like you put out like 5 or 6 different images and a couple different videos, and then you run it to see in the audience group which one is more appealing to your audience. So now you've tested it It's pretty much just a different picture with your page. What one's going to appeal to the people? Now that you've narrowed it down to the picture, then you can go in and test the copy. 6 or 7 different ways of saying what you want to say, which is going to get better clicks. And then you can take that and you can actually create an ad from it. So maybe what I'm going to, from that brief bit of knowledge that I don't really know a lot about, maybe you need to create a different picture. Maybe it needs to be a picture that's personal to you. Can't be before and afters, but, you know, and you can put text on it, but it has to be less than 20%, as you know. Maybe you work on that and then tweak the copy a little bit. Maybe make it a little personal. Maybe, you know, like something. Try a couple of different versions on some smaller markets and then see how that works. I don't know. That's all I would think. And I think Facebook, you know, they constantly change how that, who sees it. I mean, I was always amazed by how many comments you got. So I don't know what you were doing that was different. You know?
The well has dried up.
But I mean, that's part of this business is recreating yourself. So I think it's just time to take a look at, okay, what can I do till I can get another ad that's really successful? How do I connect with more people?
Okay. I have to go to work.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if Lisa's there, if you had anything you wanted to ask Lisa, but no. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. So really, I guess that's been my biggest thing is, I guess my biggest gift is that I like to talk to people and I like to ask a lot of questions. And I do like to talk about myself, but I've learned that I can listen more and help more people. So the one thing that makes this whole business not work is if you don't have anyone to talk to. So I think that is one of our biggest struggles is, okay, I've run out of people to talk to, or I've already asked these people, what do I do now? Like, you got to find more people. So like I was telling Andy, you got to find ways to add people to your network. If you're a teacher, it's hard. You can't always add your students or students' parents or, you know, where do you network? You can't network through, at some schools anyway, like you can't have your teacher, student, or student parent like relationships on Facebook. So, you know, it has to be in person or it has to be through other ways. You just got to find what you can give to people, what you can offer people, what you have as your gifts, and people will be attracted to you. Maybe it's just motivation. Maybe it's the fact that you've done it or you're doing it, and that's enough. So when people like your photos, send them a message. Thanks so much for liking that. That means a lot to me. You know, I've been working so hard, and I appreciate all the support you give me. If there's ever anything I can do for you, or like, you know, let me know. You know, I'm always looking for people to join me. Would you be interested? I need, you know, new accountability every month. I don't know. You don't say that to every single person, but when it comes through, you know, like what the right thing to say is. How do you know when you're really talking to your avatar? That's interesting. So then Danielle asked, how do you know when you're really talking to your avatar? I think I'm unsure who my actual market is versus I think I'm still talking, or no, I think I'm still talking to a large group versus one person. One of the ways that you can do it is by really, like, whenever you go onto Facebook, whenever you're recording a video, whenever you're doing anything, is thinking of who you're talking to. Like, okay, so kind of drawing that person up in your head. But it's okay to still be talking to a market out there. But I guess the best way to narrow in on your avatar is to get a mirror. Look in that mirror. And even go back to a picture and get the feeling of who you were when you started Beachbody. Because that's the person that you're going to relate to. I think I'm so confused as to, is this person really who I was? They don't have to be exactly who you were. So like if I go back to who can I help most easily, I'll describe it. And as I'm describing it, I'm describing myself when I started this program. So who will relate to me? And then I can tell you the variation. I can first go through who I was, and then I can tell you variations of that person who might relate to bits and pieces of my story. Those are called identification points, I think, or factors. So you want to go back to when I started Beachbody. I was a mom of 3. I had just given birth to my 3rd child. I was 37 years old. I had a newborn who was like 4 months old. I was the heaviest in the room. I wasn't getting a full night's worth of sleep. I was borderline probably depressed, but I didn't really know it. I was eating really poorly. I would graze the cabinets, eat cheese and crackers, graham crackers over my main meals. I didn't eat a vegetable. I didn't eat whole grains. I drank sugared soda. I wasn't really happy with myself. You know, I had left a job where I was earning money and I wasn't earning any money. We were comfortable. We weren't like in dire straits or anything, but I just wasn't happy with me. You know, I had a beautiful husband. I had these 3 great kids. I was in a place where I was unhappy and, you know, borderline depressed, and I wasn't exercising and I had no like outlets. I would probably go shopping and buy things I didn't need for some self-satisfaction. And what changed was a decision. It was me deciding that I didn't want to be in that place anymore. So what I look for is, you know, I don't really think about it every time I send a message out there, but if I'm really looking to say, okay, who would be the ideal person for me to help, it would be somebody who's at that point that they're ready to find something that's going to work for them. And what are they going to relate to is me sharing some of those things about me. But I just didn't know what to do. I was in a place where I was around people that were healthy. I thought I was healthy. I would go to the gym once a week, and that wasn't really working for me. I couldn't run. When I started exercising, I had a hard time even keeping up with the videos. So when I start thinking about who is that person, it's a busy mom who, you know, has a perfect looking life, but that is just unhappy on the inside, that might just not know that there is a way to get fitness done at home. Because I was like, thought you had to go to the gym, put your kid in the daycare, and, you know, work out, and didn't know that it was about eating. So just education. Like, I think if I could speak to that person, and I don't think I do a great job. I think the people I talk to now are the people that I'm around, and they're like, oh, you're so motivating, you're so great. And then every once in a while I get a message from somebody who's like, oh, really see myself in your story? Oh my God, this is me. And I'm like, I can help you. You know, but they have to be ready. And so one thing you can do is to share your transformation. I don't do that very much. I use before and after pictures of how you are feeling and how thankful you are, you know, and what you've done and how it's working for you. And those are long posts. I don't know that they're appropriate to share every week, but when you do share something like that or breadcrumb trail that, people will relate to that. But I still see it as, the copy part and what you're writing, and I'm not good at that. Like, I'm going to be totally honest, is that I don't know. I mean, I'm able to say, here's who I am, like my page and follow me, because you'll see how crazy it is, and it's not just you, it's everybody, you know, like how does a mom of 4 who's, you know, trying to fit it all in, get it done, usually she doesn't, you know, those are the messages that I can say, but that's the person who I can relate to now. But that's not the avatar of me talking to who I was when I started. Part of that is because I'm thinking I want to recruit business people, and I want people in this mindset. But you know what? The best business people are the ones that come from the previous mindset and have results and have that conviction. And that's harder. And that's probably why I'm looking this way, because it's easier to think that those people are there and ready. But if I help these people and they come further along and they have this transformation and this belief and this commitment and conviction in the company, they're going to have the most success, because that's something that the other people might not have. So I guess it's back to, it's okay to be talking to a general audience if that audience is being inspired by you, because there are people within there that are going to need what you have. So how do you talk to that one specific person is to really draw her out, draw a picture of her. Write down things, the cars she drives, where she works, how often she goes to the grocery store, things she buys in her shopping cart. And when you are writing a post, think about, like, look through that, think about what she's doing right now and talk to her. You really have to, Shalene did a free training once, and it had you creating your avatar, and it was like, I want to know everything about her. I want to know her spirituality, her relationships, you know, what kind of car she drives, where she shops, what she watches on TV, what kind of clothes she wears, where, you know, like all the little things about her. That will help. That will really help you, because then every little message that you send out there can have a piece of that woven in. And then you're talking to her, but you're not having to say, hey, you, that lady on the couch doesn't exercise. Get over here. Come work with me. That's the stuff not going to work. But if all your emotions are saying, I was this person, and I made these changes, and it feels so good. And I was this person. And, and gosh, I remember the day where this happened. Or, everyone used to, this is just me, everyone used to say, oh, she's the mom that doesn't send her kids to summer camp. That was because I couldn't afford to send 3 kids to summer camp. It was a choice. I mean, I guess I could afford it. I could have found a way to pay for it. But I was like, that's $600 a week. And if I don't send my kids to camp for 3 weeks, that's, 5 weeks. What is that? 6 times 5? That's $3,000. And if we take a pretty good family vacation for $3,000. So I'll keep my kids at home. We'll go on vacation. Be all together. Versus me having my alone time. Like you send your kids to day camp, it's really hot here, which is good. They're busy, they're indoors, they're playing, they're swimming. And then go on vacation. I'd rather have the vacation. So for me, I was that mom. So I was known as that mom. When I can share some of my feelings and emotions about how I was that person, and now I get to send, I can't believe that I can afford to send my kids away to a sleepaway camp. Completely different thing. But I get so overwhelmed with gratefulness because that's something I can do. But I'm like you, Danielle. I'm not really sure that saying that stuff, look what I can do. So I do it. People see that I do it, and hopefully the lifestyle and the way I live will want people to. When I do say, and this is something I'm learning, I have to do more. When I do say I'm holding an event or I'm doing this, so I want to share with you what I do. How helping people has been so rewarding in my life. Then maybe they will see that it's because of that opportunity. And then finding the particular people to say, I would like to invite you to hear about this. I think you would be really good at it, or I think you would enjoy it. And it's created, it's changed my life. It's created a lot for us, and I think it can do the same for you. So that kind of stuff. It's different for everyone, though. You have to find your comfort level. And it definitely... The more you do the uncomfortable, the more it becomes comfortable. But I shared once, oh look, thanks Beachbody. I got a new truck and they're making the payments or whatever. It's paid for with my Beachbody income. And I never did that again. It didn't really feel right. I never got another new car, but it just didn't resonate with who I was, and that wasn't me. So I didn't do it. So yes, you have to find what's comfortable for you. Anything else? I have to do my workout. I don't really want to. That's what I'm going to do when I hang up. Anything else? No? Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining, Andy and Lisa, Danielle. I really enjoyed it. Lisa, seeing you for a few minutes was good. I hope you got something out of this. And there will be a call tomorrow night, too. We have a couple of guest speakers lined up. Amber Lunner and Diana Keeler are going to speak on tomorrow night's call. So, should be good. All right, guys. Have a great week. Thank you.